I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins, and welcome to the Black Financial Channel. The Black Financial Channel is a place where Black people get together and talk about finances and investing and all the daily financial news. It's a very active, interactive channel. This is the place to come to if you want to talk about financial topics all the time from every angle, particularly from a Black perspective. And so I want to welcome everybody this morning to theblackfinancialchannel.com. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. Please, when you come in, shout out your city, and also please hit the like button when you come through. If you're on Facebook watching at Financial Juneteenth with Dr. Boyce Watkins, please make sure you share this to your page. We really appreciate that. So I'm going to do a very quick report here on an IPO that I've been asked about a lot. It has to do with the IPO of a company called WeWork. Give me a yes or no if you've heard of the company WeWork. WeWork is a company that is that has these co-working spaces, and that's how they make their money, by setting up these long-term leases with for rent for property, and then they they use these shorter-term liabilities where they bring in revenue from people that use the spaces, as well as they actually lease from themselves and things like that. Lots of weird stuff like that. And so it's an interesting company, and it was a company where they actually lose $250,000 a minute or something insane. $219,000, or sorry, $219,000 an hour. Is that right? I think that's what it was. The WeWork is losing money by the boatload. Like, they're losing insane amounts of money. Now, a company that's losing money isn't necessarily a bad investment. Just be clear about that. Just because a company is losing money, that does not make them a bad investment. What has to happen is at some point your business model has to hit a fork in the road, or a U-turn, or an inflection point, or the singularity, where suddenly you're not losing money anymore. You're spending more time making profit than you are losing profit. That for them, that point is going to be pretty far off into the future. Now, why can they go years and years and years without making money? Well, it's because they have this company called SoftBank that's behind them. There's a guy named, I think, Masayoshi Son, who has this $100 billion fund. And with this $100 billion, he massively funds these companies where they can just lose money for years and years and years and still stay in business, and the CEOs can still get rich and everything else. So, when you hear about somebody who ran a company and someone says, oh, well, their company had losses, that means they're a bad CEO. That's not always true. A lot of these people live very well off of companies that are losing money. If you understand business, you understand how that works. That's why I encourage everybody to learn to invest, become business owners. So anyway, shout out your city if you haven't done that yet. Good morning, Ricardo Moore, Rainmaker, Donald Russell, Ramona Blake. Hello, how are you? Joe Muhammad, Thomas Craig. Craig Lee, good to see you as well. Okay, so shout out your city, please, and I'll shout out your city back. I see Donald from Detroit, and then I see, let's see, I saw another city, Oroville, California. I've never heard of that city. Louisiana, Joe Muhammad, good to see you. All right, so let's go through this article real quick. This is actually from Fox Business. Believe it or not, Fox actually has a pretty good business division. And it's funny because Fox is known for all this racism. But I used to go on TV a lot. I stopped doing that because I realized being on TV doesn't pay the bills. Most of those appearances are free, and then also it wasn't my crowd. It wasn't my audience. I really wanted to reach Black people. And I remember when I would go on CNN. CNN never called me in as a finance professor. Here I had more financial education than 99.9% of the population. And they would always call me in whenever there was a race issue, whenever there's a Black issue to talk about. That's when CNN would call me. Fox is the only place that actually brought me in as a financial expert, where they said, they were kind of like, look, we don't care if you're Black or white. We just want to talk about investing, or we want to talk about the markets, right? So with Fox, actually, believe it or not, that was the one place where I got to come in as a professor and as a wealth expert. On CNN, they never saw me as a wealth expert. They never brought me in for financial topics. They only brought me in for race. So it kind of speaks to how racism kind of works in ways that you don't expect. I felt more like a human being when I would go on like Fox Business and stuff like that, because race didn't even come into the equation. But let me keep going. Hit the thumbs up button, please. The embattled CEO of WeWork, Adam Neumann, is facing more backlash, which has top-level insiders pushing for his resignation. As first reported by the Wall Street Journal on Sunday, investors, including SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son, the company's largest investor, are now in support of his stepping down and may meet as early as this week on the matter. Now, that's a big deal. Masayoshi Son pays the bills. So Masayoshi Son, if he says, I want you out, that means he wants you out. There's a lot of reasons why this Adam Neumann guy is just not the guy to run WeWork. He was one of the reasons why I wouldn't invest in this company. I felt that the valuation was way too high. A lot of these really hot IPOs are just the worst investments ever because it's based on like sort of this trendiness thing. So in a way, you're kind of buying It's like you're buying like, I don't know, $400 blue jeans, hoping that some other sucker will buy those jeans for $500 when really we know the jeans are only worth $50, right? And that's kind of what happens with a lot of these IPOs. They become very popular, and in their popularity, their price increases, but it's not a fundamentals based price increases. It can't be rationalized by pre-existing, investment models. So that's the problem you have. The parent company, the We Company, which describes itself as, quote, giving our members flexible access to beautiful spaces, a culture of inclusivity, and the energy of an inspired community, all connected by our extensive technology infrastructure. We believe our company has the power to elevate how people work, live, and grow. So the problem is that they came out and they wanted to go public, and that's where the money grab takes place. That's where all the original investors and all the venture capitalists come in, and they can sell their stake to the public and walk away with a killing. Well, the investment community is not taking well to WeWork stock. They're looking at WeWork like, no, this is not a good investment. So they're kind of reacting the way I reacted. I was like, you're losing $219,000 an hour, and you don't seem to have a feasible plan in the near future to get out of that. I don't really know if that's going to make sense to me. Now, so what happened was that the total IPO valuation dropped by like 60 or 70%, where they were like, okay, yeah, you were not a good investment when you were worth 45 billion, but you're okay at 15 billion. Well, Masayoshi Son isn't happy because Mayoshi's like, wait a minute, hold on, wait. We put all this money into this company. We're going to get burned if this company goes public at a $15 billion valuation. So they looked at the CEO, Adam Neumann. Adam Neumann has some interesting governance issues in terms of how he runs the corporation. He seems to really benefit himself tremendously from the company. From what I understand, he owns a lot of the property that the company leases, right? So he leases things from himself. He hooks up his family members. He has these shares where he has 20 times more voting power than any other regular shareholder. And they just don't want that. They don't want a weird hippie dude like that running a company that's supposed to make a profit, because sometimes that vision might get so broad and crazy that you're not actually thinking about, surviving, right? And so maybe he should be in Hollywood making movies or something, because his vision is pretty broad. But the problem is that your vision can't just lose money in perpetuity. So last week, the company reportedly postponed meetings with investors as it prepares to go public, known as a roadshow. The company faced concerns in the last few weeks about the sustainability of its business model, which relies on a mix of long-term liabilities and short-term revenue. That's a problem when you have a mismatch where your money is short term, but your liabilities are long term. That's kind of a problem. It's a lot like an NFL player who has 8 babies mamas, and where he has to take care of those kids to the age of 18, but he's only doing yearly contracts with the Cincinnati Bengals. He's only making his money year by year, and so if his contract doesn't get renewed, he's screwed. But yet he's got these fixed long-term liabilities. Well, not that children are a liability, but there is a financial expectation when it comes to having children. So he's got, these 8 kids he's got to take care of for the next 18 years. That ain't gonna change. That's guaranteed. That's stuck. So the only guarantee in his life is expenses and debt, right? Now the short term, the revenue source that's going to support these liabilities or support this expense happens to be these 1 year NFL contracts, right? So each year he gets a contract, he's fine. But the 1 year he does not get a renewal of his contract, let's say that he has a bad season, he gets injured, or the team just loses a bunch of money and can't afford to pay him anymore, then he's in big trouble. So WeWork has that same problem. WeWork's problem is their liabilities are long term, but their revenues are very short term. If the economy hits a downturn, they're going to get hammered pretty hard, and they may end up being pushed toward bankruptcy, or the venture capitalists may have to be asked to put up more money, which they don't. I don't know if they want to do that. Like, you don't put money into a sinking ship, so it kind of becomes an existential problem over time. The concerns also question some of the personal issues, such as drug use and eccentric behavior by Neumann. Wow, I didn't know he was using drugs too. WeWork declined to comment to Fox Business, citing the company's quiet period ahead of any planned offering. So before planned offering, there's a quiet period where the company can't release information to the public or anything like that. And that really speaks to the importance of information when it comes to investing, and information and pretty much information drives prices more than anything else, right? Even information about information, or even somebody's opinion changing, that's information, right? If suddenly if you're telling me all day long that you think that your cousin is a good person for me to hire. And then one day you just say, well, I'm not vouching for him anymore. That gives me information because your opinion has changed. And you know, given that you know more than me, you have what is called an information asymmetry. Information asymmetry means that you have a lot more information than I have. So I'm going to watch what you do and watch what you say to interpret what the information actually might be, right? So stock prices change based on the actions of insiders because insiders have more information than everybody else. Stock prices change based on the release of new information. So in recent weeks, the company's valuation has dropped to about 20 billion from nearly 50 billion, which is a big issue. And WeWork lost $1.9 billion last year. So WeWork is a big, massive money-losing company that has that I don't think is a good investment, at least not based on a $50 billion valuation. Now you drop that to 15, 20, I might buy some shares, just see what happens, right? I'm a long-term investor. I don't look to flip the stock really quick. I'm not a stock flipper. I don't even think that that's a thing, but I am a person who, you know, will take a chance if I think something is worth the price. But the market tends to be pretty smart, so they'll probably figure out what WeWork is all about. Okay, guys, so do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, share and subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, please share this video to your page. Also, if you want to learn how to buy your first share of stock, you haven't done that yet, just go to blackmoney100.com. Sign up there at blackmoney100.com. I'll show you how to buy your first share of stock so you can become an investor like everybody else in the chat. Also, don't forget this week, the All Black National Convention takes place down in Houston. The first day will be the financial day. We're going to have a special session with attorney Nicole Compton, who is a business startup expert, one of the leading experts in the country at this. She also has a law degree, and she'll answer 1,000,001 questions and give you 1,000,001 examples on how to start your first business, and then or get your business moving. And then the second session will be by me, where I'm going to talk to you about how to invest in the stock market and how the stock market works. So I'm going to do a mini version, an hour-long version of my 8-hour investment seminar that I'm going to do in New York next week. So learning stocks, you can't learn it in an hour, but I can brief you and kind of get you going. So that'll be the first day of the convention. Second day is going to be based on, you know, panels on politics and relationships and black health, as well as all these other issues that are kind of going on in the community. We're going to have performances by different groups, well, actually the main group will be the Royal Mix out of Philadelphia, but also Willie D from the Ghetto Boys will be there. He won't be performing though, but he'll be on the panel. Dr. George C. Frazier, Nicole Price, who's a leadership expert. So there are a lot of great people that are going to be there. You're going to really love the convention. And the best part about it is the energy of being around smart black people who want to get smarter, who want to do better, who want to build, who want to create. These are great people to work with, great people to invest with. You want to economically marry people that have the same vision as you. So the goal is to bring us all together so we can get this done. So feel free to go to allblacknationalconvention.com if you want to come to Houston. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Joe, you said I want to come to the convention so badly. If you can't make it, you can actually get the live stream at allblackeducation.com. You can, if you sign up at allblackeducation.com, which is our streaming service. It's kind of like a Netflix for smart people. Instead of getting like a bunch of entertainment, you get some entertainment. We actually make black movies, and they're really, really good. You know, like we have a contract with the Melanin Code, which is as good as Hidden Colors, if you ask me. We also make films like The Black Love Blueprint, Resurrecting Black Wall Street, which is important because most of us should know that story. I did a 3-hour training with Louis Farrakhan, where we spent 3 hours literally teaching on 4 principles, or 4 pillars of community, right? And so you can feel free to check that out. So go to allblackeducation.com if you want to check out the stream. If you're a member of allblackeducation.com, you get access to the stream for free. So feel free to go check that out. All right, guys. So hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe button. If you want to teach financial concepts to your children, feel free to go to financialworkbooks.com. That's financialworkbooks.com. We have workbooks and flashcards we created for black children. So feel free to go check that out. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good day, and I shall see you soon. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell to be notified when we go live. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.